Welcome everybody to another ranking list. My name is Misty/Kanexia, and today you're gonna need to bolt and tape your tush to the ground because you're about to laugh your ass off. This is the ranking of the 50 funniest anime characters, and I am ranking them by the sheer amount of lol they are gonna get out of you. It's a weird scale, I know, but it checks out. Just like my other lists, we play by a set of rules, so make sure you keep them in mind as we go through this list, otherwise we'll be all over this place. Rule number 1, primarily comedy anime only. The comedy tag is given to anything, and I mean literally anything. Even Ghost Hunt has comedy label, and it's a horror show. So to limit it down, I only judge the anime that are purely meant as comedy. One Piece has jokes in it, but at its core it's more of a fantasy adventure, so it doesn't count. Konosuba as action adventure, but it's meant to be silly and wacky. Nah, I mean, it'll make sense, just go with it. And obviously make sure to complain at the end, because that's how we do things here. Rule number 2, while sometimes one particular character will stand out for the comical aspect, most often enough it's the synergy or characters reacting to another character's setup that makes the whole joke stand out. For that reason alone, this list will feature more than one character, and my ranking apply in regard to the anime itself. Rule number 3, I realize that humor is a very subjective factor for everyone. There's not a soul in the world that's gonna agree with this entire ranking. Some people hate crass humor, others like satirical stuff, so take this with a grain of salt. No, don't go inside the salt mine, you're gonna be salty as fuck. Ah shit, there he goes. Oh well, on with this list. Starting off with number 50, CHUUNIBYOU de Mokoi ga Shitai with Yuji and Rika. CHUUNIBYOU is an anime that pokes fun at childlike wonder and imagination. The dynamics between Yuji, who's maturing into a more adult mindset while having to take care of a childlike friend, the exasperation and soft cringe merge extremely well together to give out several chuckles at time. Number 49, SAKURASOU no Pet na KANOJO, Sorata and Mashiro. Similar to CHUUNIBYOU, you have Sakurasou with Sorata, your average teenager that must take care of Mashiro, a girl slightly socially inept. The clash of personality between Sorata, high energy, and Mashiro's cool and carefree persona make the contrast mesh spectacularly. Number 48, Devil is a Part-Timer, Sadao, Shiro, Chio, and Emi. There's so much to unwrap in Devil's a Part-Timer that it's hard to find one definitive driving factor. The rivalry between Sadao and Emi, Shiro, a once-upon-feared tactical advisor turned into a housemaid, or your average teenage girl who has a massive crush on Satan. It just works. It just does. Number 47, Wotakoi with Hirotaka, Narumi, Hanako, and Taro. I don't think Wotakoi is particularly funny, but the comedy strikes a home run in how people relate to it. Geekiness and every hidden reference to the world of otaku, which, let's not kid ourselves, if you're watching Wotakoi of all anime, you're a pretty advanced otaku yourself. Things like fandom, conventions, cosplay, and whatnot, it sets itself for a lot of inside joke, which I appreciated a lot. Number 46, Great Teacher Onizuka, with obviously Onizuka. I mean, yeah, Onizuka just sells the whole thing by himself. He also have great supporting characters, but a hard-ass turned teacher just has room for lots of hilarity. Number 45 with Toriko. I don't really like to use that word, but Toriko is a really underrated shonen. Imagine if One Piece was entirely comedy driven and it had a baby with Food Wars, yet get Toriko. It's over the top like JoJo and just a blast for everyone looking to something fresh. And I was a food pun. You didn't ask for it, but I just like to deliver. Number 44, Paniponi Dash, the whole cast truly. The first of few entries on this list where the comedy is a combined effort of the entire cast. I can't really pinpoint one character gaining the edge over the rest. An underage girl becomes the teacher of a classroom. The premise is silly enough by itself. Number 43, Oregairu with Hachiman. Hachiman is a pretty chill character, and despite everything going haywire most of the time, I think his handle on stuff or rather the way it contains the situation has a very good comical side to it. Number 42, Nokome with Kanade. This is a hook, line, and sinker within the first second of the show. The premise is about a dude that has intense headache when a voice from the heaven is heard and forces him to choose between two ultimatums. You gotta grab the stranger's butt or swallow 100 needles. Subscribe to Mystic Renexia or follow him on Twitter. What horrible choice, am I right? Number 41, Sayonara Zetsubou Sensei with Zetsubou. In this anime, the humor is a bit meta. It's much darker and not quite your run-of-the-mill. Nozomu, the teacher who also goes by the name of Zetsubou Sensei, is suicidal, and most of the comedy comes in form of a social commentary related to that. It's definitely not for everyone, but it's too rich not to mention. Number 40, Kokoro Connect, Taichi, Himeko, Hiyori, Yui, Yoshifumi. It's kind of situational humor in this one. It's a very reactive anime, something happens and the characters must adapt to the ongoing scenario. It has its share of drama, but a contrast leaves them with more smiles than sadness. Number 39, Agretsuko with Ritsuko. Agretsuko is funny most of the time, while it's not especially aiming to be. It tells the tale of a red-tailed panda who works in retail. She works in accounting, but I was going for an alteration. Give me some creative scripting liberty, because that matters to me. Comedy mostly for adults who relates in a tough job and needs an escape. Number 38, Space Dandy with Dandy. A bit of a mix between action and comedy on this one, definitely towing the line, but I feel like Dandy is such a caricature character that even though the serious beat, he remains pretty comical. Number 37, Hitalia. The whole cast, the entire party, honestly. Hitalia is another whole cast scenario. The premise of the show is about the personification of countries and their respective stereotypes. Patriotism as an anime. Every scene is basically a skit or a build-up for one. I think it's a great comedy parody. Culturally, it's not for me, but I see the appeal of Bishi boys fooling around. Number 36, Yamada's First Time. Ah yes, now we entered the stride of sexual humor. Not gonna lie, this is kind of in my wheelhouse. If you've seen my content, I'm kind of mature like that. So seeing a teenage girl wanting to bone 100 dudes and failing miserably absolutely killed me in my sides. I love this show. Number 35, Yandemasyo Azazel-san. Hide your baby Jesus on the cross if you're gonna watch Azazel-san. This is satanical material. It is crude and foul and oh so very obscene. It's probably the most degenerate comedy anime ever made. It's great like that. Number 34, Seikaiya Queendomo. Shino, Suzu, Aria, and Takatoshi. Just a bunch of perverted teenage girls talking about sex in the most mundane way possible. Again, this is more for a specific kind of audience. It just works for me because, well, again, I am an immature child. Number 33, Koei de Oshigoto with Kana. Shy and coy girl is coerced into becoming a voice actress for a porn game. It shouldn't work as well as it does, but darn if that's not a show I've laughed my ass off to. Too bad they only ever made 2 episodes. They had room for so much more content. Number 32, Hayate the Combat Butler, Hayate and Nagi. Hayate is probably one of my first parody anime I saw. Whether it's making fun of Santa Claus or Yu-Gi-Oh, it just had the right amount of shit posting in the mix to keep things fresh, provided you got the joke it was based on. Number 31, Lucky Star, Kanata, Kagami, Tsukasa, Miyuki, nearly the entire cast on this one. I think a lot of people will be upset by this ranking. Lucky Star is a phenomenal comedy, but I'm setting it back because despite how good it is, again, I cannot stress this enough, so many jokes were meant for that time when it came out in 2007, or are deep ingrained in cultural gag. Like there's a joke Kanata does when she washes her hair, and she goes, Timate, 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 which is funny in itself, but it's actually based on an old commercial that was going on at the time.
Timate shampoo, as mild and as gentle as nature itself.
That's its only setback, honestly. Number 30, Barakamon with Sei and Naru. An hyperactive kid meets with an exiled writer. Possibly not laugh out loud scenarios, but it will make you smile the whole way through, and I think that counts for something. Number 29, I rehearsed this. BOBOBO-BO-BO-BO Does that turn you on? How the heck are you supposed to explain BOBOBO to someone? Let alone in a sentence or two. Let me give it a try. Crazy randomness makes no sense. I don't think anyone is going to willfully subject themselves to this anime. It's more of something that happens to you and you stumble onto it on TV when you used to play when you were a kid or whatever. But it's basically a train wreck and you just can't look away. Number 28, Yakitate Japan, the whole cast entirely. Food Wars meets BOBOBO. Again, it's crazy randomness. We had a stride of sexual humor, and now here's one that's just about wacky random stuff. Although in its defense, Yakitate is food team. Maybe that means something to you. Number 27, School Rumble with Kenji. More randomness, this time a school theme. But Kenji is often the butt of the joke, or at least part of the most successful ones, so I'm giving him the torch. Number 26, My Bride is a Mermaid, the whole cast. Another flavored with wacky humor. This one is about a mermaid wedding, Yakuza, and so much more. The whole cast stitched it together quite well, but you have to see it to get it. Number 25, HINAMATSURI with Hina, Yoshifumi, and Anzu. I really love this anime. I don't know if it's because of the deadpan look of Hina or the high-strung characters she meets along the way, but the dynamic between everyone is instantly likable, and her overpowered skill leads you down the road of many hilarious setups. Number 24, Gabriel Dropout, Satanachia, Gabriel, Vignette, and Raphael. Bit of a religious one here. Might fall flat on anyone who's not familiar with the Christianity lore, but in a nutshell, God has some angels, Gabriel, Raphael, and so on, and in this anime they're personified as young girls. This includes satanic opposite in the form of Lucifer and Vine. Anyway, the comedy is great, but a lot of its finesse can be lost unless you know about that kind of stuff. Number 23, Osomatsu-san. The Six Siblings. The everyday life of six brothers. They all have equal parts in the jab and the comedy. It's a great time altogether. Number 22, Hayore Nyaruko-san. Nyaruko and Tuko. Similar to Gabriel Dropout, but instead of having biblical angelical characters, you have personification of H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu myth. Just as equally funny one to the other, but I feel Cthulhu might be more approachable than biblical lore if you're not into it. Just a tad, really. They're both great. Number 21, Good Luck Girl, Ichiko and Momoji. Incredibly lucky girl meets the goddess of misfortune. She tries to ruin her luck, but constantly gets foiled because, well, she's really lucky. It's a parody comedy with lots of hijinks. Number 20, Azumanga Daioh, the whole cast. These next entry were so funny that each one individually had me laugh so hard I was crying by moments. Of course, the closer you get to number 1, the more often that happens. Azumanga Daioh was probably the first one where that originated. The colorful cast delivers one zinger after another without ever missing a beat. Despite coming out in 2002, it aged fairly well and is probably one of the original meme anime. Or as close as it gets. Number 19 is This Is Zombie, Ayumu. The only anime where the dub fucking slayed me, dude. The forced cross-dressing, the exasperation, the scenarios, and all the bullshit he had to deal with. It was just too much. It's so good. I still chuckle at the thought of it. It's so good. Number 18, CHIO'S School Road. You know, as a kid I had a pretty big commute to get to high school. It was about 2 hours each day. Most of that was through a school bus, but the point remains that led to a lot of free time. I think this is why I relate so much to CHIO'S School Road. While I never had to parkour on the rooftop hiding my cooch from spilling out of my skirt, the sentiment was still there. If you're someone with a pretty big commute as well, this is gonna be right up your alley. Number 17, Grand Blue, Hiyori and Kohei. College frat house. This anime is phenomenal. A lot of jokes cater to a more adult audience with alcohol or a thematic that might just be beyond your average Joe, but the way they deliver them is always, excuse the pun, out of the blue. It comes out briskly and fast and punch you right in the gut in the best way possible. Highly recommend this one, especially for the synergy between Hayori and Kohei. Number 16, Golden Boy, Kentaro. This is another title with sexual humor, or rather innuendos, but I feel this one is so far beyond a cut of the rest that it should be highlighted as such. This anime deserves an award, and despite it being nearly 25 years old, it's still relevant. I mean, sex is always going to be relevant, but this is a you gotta see it to get it. That's how good it is. Number 15, Excel Saga with Excel. Excel Saga is a masterpiece from the late 90s about an organization that tries to take over the world, so the leader sends out Excel to conquer the city of Fukuoka, but she's an incompetent moron. Imagine Team Rockets from Pokemon and Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, and this is pretty much what you get. Number 14, Plastic Neisan, Hiroe Hazuki Makina. A trio of girls who takes part of the Muddle Club and all the crazy stuffs they go through. It may seem like the reception is a bit mixed on this one, but I remember having a grand old time with this one. Number 13, Tonari no SEKI-KUN, Seki. I got entranced so bad about this anime. The episodes are quite short, but man are they fun. The plot is about Seki, a student who's bored in class and he builds contraption to just pass time. All the while he coerces his next seat neighbor, Yokoi, and somehow she's the one that ends up taking the heat for it. It's uproarious. Number 12, Sakamoto desu ka. If you thought Good Luck Girl was wild in favoring this one girl with luck, you have got to see Sakamoto desu ka. The anime is about Sakamoto, a high school student who's absolutely flawless. People try to put him down or bad things happen, and yet he turns them around, ending up making him look cooler. It's side-splitting, gleeful fun. Number 11, Sked Dance. Yusuke, Hime, Kazuyoshi. Just the sheer amount of comical skit tossed your way. A bit wacky by moment, but they try to remain in the believable realm, and it works really well. Yet somehow this description still felt like I was underselling it, so is really good is what I'm saying. Number 10, Kaguya-sama Love is War, Kaguya and Miyuki. Just imagine the mental wit battle you have for Death Note if that was put towards a rom-com. A plot where Kaguya and Miyuki both believe the other is in love with them and they try to do everything in their power to make them band and confess. Such a weird power play, but dude, it works so well. Number 9, Chromatie High School with Takashi. Chromatie is not really a show I see a lot of people talk about, but when I watched it, I nearly pissed myself. A dude that ends up in a school full of delinquents. I don't want to ruin anything, watch it, and bring extra underwears. Number 8, Pop Team Epic with Popuko and Pipimi. Memes and shit posting brought to you straight from Japan. That's the best way I could possibly put it. I mean, they literally put half an episode in French just to fuck with people, so take what you must out of it. Number 7, Baka Tetesto Shokanju, Akihisa, Hyuji, and Hideyoshi. My bro, Baka Tetes is an absolute beast at delivering jokes. You haven't recovered from the previous one that they already are hitting you with another, and another. And just another. It's the anime you're gonna watch and you'll be like, he's so fucking dumb, I can't believe this. There's a scene where Akihisa can't afford to buy food, so every day he splits his ramen pack in two, thinking he found an endless source of food while he's eating his 1/64th portion. That's the kind of thing you can expect out of these idiots. Number 6, SEKI-KUN no Sainan with Kusuo. Similar to HINAMATSURI with the psychic overpowered setup, but if I was to make an analogy to make you understand better, HINAMATSURI's jokes are like a sniper, carefully weighted, meticulous, piercing delivery. SEKI-KUN's comedy is a mountain machine gun at point blank. No matter how good you are at dodging, it will get you eventually. It's a war of attrition you simply cannot win. Number 5, Asobi Asobase, Hanako, Olivia, and Kasumi. Maybe I don't get all the subtlety there is to teenage girls doing hilarious things together, but I can assure you that doesn't take anything away from the cleverness this show has to offer. Asobi Asobase is 12 episodes of gold showered onto you. Yes, I made a piss joke because it's relevant to this anime. Get with the program. This show is so fucking good. Number 4, Konosuba, Kazuma, Aqua, Megumin, Darkness. An absolute modern classic. I haven't seen seen such amazing character derpiness since probably Laurel and Hardy. All three girls being complete handful and Kazuma just trying to contain damage is a constant side-ripping fun. Number 3, Daily Lives of High School Boys. Hinenori, Yoshitake, and Tadakuni. The opposite of Asobi Asobase. Shit boys do. A lot of people like this anime, rightfully so. It depicts the ordinary life of teenager to a hilarious level of accuracy. If you're a girl, let alone a young one, you might not grasp all the depth there is to this, but holy shit is it funny. These 3 dudes really nail it down. Number 2, Nichijou. Mio, Yuko, Hakase. Nichijou is without a doubt my favorite comedy that ever came out. Give it 100 more episodes and it would beat anything ever created. The joke's delivery is so on point, you'll never see anything better. The synergy between Mio, Yuko, and Hakase blends so well. They go from running gag to slapstick comedy to straight up pure randomness. It works for everyone of all ages. It's that good, and you're a criminal if you're sleeping on this bitch. And finally, sitting at the top, you have, obviously, Gintama, with Gintaki, Kagura, and Shinpachi. No matter how you look at it, Gintama is the king of comedy. Sure, it has its serious arcs now and again, but I could never dismiss it as the modern classic it is. You know, sometimes people say quality beats quantity, but in case of Gintama, you got both. The pure amount of quantity is outstanding. Even if one joke falls flat on you, there's gonna be 5 more that will hit the bullseye. From social commentary on overworked employee in Japan to everyday mundane incidents like running out of toilet paper in the bathroom. The goofiness is relentless and the characters all bring something unique to the table. The whole cast is outstanding, but the trio of Gintaki, Kagura, and Shinpachi to me has the best synergy altogether. And that wraps up what I consider the 50 funniest anime and their respective highlight characters in each of those shows. Do you think I should have mentioned another one? Which one's your favorite? Show me on the dolly where Uncle Misty touched you by not including your favorite show. Or you can take all this informative list as an encyclopedia to come back to whenever you feel down. Nah, who am I kidding? This is the internet. Give me the leaky boom boom and subscribe for more of my outrageous lists. Hit that bell. You can also follow me on Twitter. Or I also got that Discord swag. Or all 3 if you're a mad lad. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. Oh shit, he's gonna do it. He's actually gonna do it. Is he? Oh, he's going for it. Oh, look at that. Shit. Oh, what an absolute unit. Not all hero wear capes, but you sir that has done all 3, such as hitting the bell, following me on Twitter, in Discord, you deserves to be awarded. You know what? You should become an Avenger. I think you're that good. I mean, I've heard they have openings now. I'll see you around and I'll catch you guys next time.
I've been through the hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, I'd like to change.